Hi, everybody. This is Vinny, and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about things that really, just quite frankly, annoy us to death. Because you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now, before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time, as well as other additional content. Now, today's topic that I want to get into, something that really gets on my nerves: mooching friends. Everybody has one. Very few people are able to get rid of them. And throughout my life, I have been surrounded by them. Whether it's stiffing drinking buddies with the check, bumming free rides, borrowing cigarettes, or sponging off meals, moochers can push the limits of friendship by making a habit of manipulating others to avoid paying their fair share. And let me tell you something. If I had a penny for every person that has taken advantage of me in the 33 years I have been alive on planet Earth, I could pay off the federal deficit and still have enough money left over for a Big Mac at McDonald's. Who, by the way, isn't paying me to say that, but I really wish they would, because I could use the money for obvious reasons. I've had friends who borrowed money from me and never pay me back, even though they swore on our friendship that they would. I've had friends ask me to do a favor for them, which I do because I'm a good friend. They want my help. So I'm like, all right, I'll help you out with this one thing. But then all of a sudden, that favor leads to another favor, which leads to another favor, which leads to another favor, and then another, 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 and then another. And the next thing you know, my entire day is shot to crap because they have become completely dependent on me to solve all of their problems. And do you remember that episode I did a while back about long phone calls? You know those ones, right? The one where they go on and on the phone about useless crap. Well, these sorry freeloaders were a major source of why I did that episode. Because one of the biggest characteristics of a moocher is someone who believes your entire world is supposed to revolve around them. They are the sun, and you are a planet spinning around it. So they could care less about what's going on in your life. Because as far as they're concerned, they need to be the center of attention. Their happiness is more important than anyone else's. As long as their needs are met, that's all that matters to them. But I can honestly say that the number one reason these types of friends are the scum of the earth and a detriment to your success is because the minute you finally decide to confront them about their freeloading behavior, these narcissistic scumbags have the audacity to turn it around and make you feel like you're a scumbag for being upset about it. Because as far as they're concerned, you're not supposed to care about the money. You're supposed to want to help them all the time. You're supposed to drop everything to deal with their problems. That's what a good friend does. And that's the trap they set. Moochers are fundamentally motivated by being selfish and self-centered. They make up excuses for their behavior, and their apologies are fake and empty. I have had friends apologize time and time again and promise me they would change, and I'm not going to be that guy anymore. But at the end of the day, it was all a lie. Because it was only a matter of time before they fell back into their old ways. Because these types of people don't want to change because they have no other way of living life. Now, I get it. Sometimes there are situations where a friend needs help. On the flip side, I have had friends that have paid me back when they borrow money from me. I've had friends that ask me to pick them up and take them places, but they give me gas money. I've had friends borrow cigarettes from me, but in return, they let me borrow cigarettes from them. And I've had moments where I've gone out to dinner with friends and we either split the check, or if one of us is low on funds, the other one pays for it. But at least we discuss that in advance before we go to the restaurant. And even though I have helped friends in the past, if they came to me for help and I wasn't able to help them, they understood and they dropped the subject. If they asked to borrow money, I said, look, I'm low on funds. I don't have money to give out right now. They understood. If they said, hey, man, can I get a ride somewhere? No, man, I can't. I'm working late tonight. They understood. They appreciate it. They're like, hey, man, I appreciate you at least talking to me, and I appreciate you at least offering to help. All right, no problem. You know what I'm saying? They understood. And that's the difference between a friend who cares about you and a friend who mooches. Because a moocher will pester you and pester you and pester you and beg and give you sappy sob stories until you finally give in to their demands. And the reason I say demands is because anyone that pressures you to help them when you are not in a position where you can and standing in the way of you taking care of your financial needs and thinks that struggling together makes the friendship stronger is no longer asking for help. They are demanding it because they feel as your friend, they are entitled to it. And this person is not, I repeat, not a real friend. They are a moocher, they are a freeloader, and most importantly, they are a burden. Well, anyway, I can see my boss is making his way up the stairs, and of course, that'll conclude complaint time for today. So before you guys go, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complaint Time, as well as other additional content. Check back soon for a new episode, and until then, stay social.